Hare Krishna, dear devotees, welcome to our ISKCON YouTube official channel. So today I am going to discuss about the verse number 29 from 10th canto and 23rd chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam, which is all about Lord's mercy on Brahmana Patnis. Sri Patnya Uchu Maivam Vibhorati Bhavan Gaditum Nrush Shamsam Satyam Kurushva Nigamam Tattva Padamulam Frafta Bayam Tulasi Dama Padavasrustam Kesair Nivodhum Atilangya Shamastabandhun. Translation. The wives of the Brahmanas replied, O Almighty One, please do not speak such cruel words. Rather, you should fulfill your promise that you always reciprocate with your devotees in kind. Now that we have attained your lotus feet, we simply wish to remain here in the forest. So, we may carry upon our heads the garlands of tulsi leaves that fall from your lotus feet. We are ready to give up all material relationships. The purport by Srila Prabhupada disciples here. Here the Brahmanas' wives are saying something similar to what the gopis say at the beginning of the Rasa dance. Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto, 29th chapter and 31st verse. When Lord Krishna tells them to go home as well. Like this verse, the gopi statement begins with the words Maivam Vibho Rati Bhavan Gaditum Nru Shamsam. Nigama refers to the Vedic literature which states that one who surrenders at the lotus feet of the Lord doesn't return to this material world. Thus, the Brahmanas' wives appealed to the Lord that since they had surrendered to him, it was unfair for him to order them to return to their materialistic husbands. According to Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Lord Krishna might have pointed out to the Brahmanas' wives, you young ladies are members of the aristocratic Brahmanas community, so how can you surrender at the feet of a mere cowherd boy? To this, the ladies might have replied, since we have already surrendered at your lotus feet, and since we desire to become your servants, we are obviously not maintaining a false identification as members of the so-called Brahmana communities. You can easily ascertain this from our words. Lord Krishna also could have been replied, I am a cowherd boy and my proper maid servants and girlfriends are the cowherd girls, the gopis. The wives might have answered like this, true, let them be so. Let them shine forth if you were embraced in front of your relatives to make Brahmana ladies your maid servants. We certainly don't want to embrace you. We will not go to your village, but will rather remain in Vrindavan, like residing deities of the forest. We simply desire to perfect our lives by even a slight trace of connection with you. Thus, by the spiritual insight of Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, we learnt that the Brahmanas' wives offered to remain at a distance and simply take the tulsi leaves that would fall from the lotus feet of Krishna or be crossed by the feet of his girlfriends when he would embrace them. The ladies offered to carry these tulsi leaves upon their heads, thus renouncing the desire to become Krishna's intimate girlfriends and maid servants, a position they knew was difficult to achieve. The young Brahmana ladies begged to remain in Vrindavan forest. If the Lord had then asked, then what will your family members say? They would have replied, we have already transcended our so-called relatives, because we are seeing you, the Supreme Lord, face to face. Some Acharyas explains here. Here the Brahmana's wife speak the same line that the gopis, Krishna's Parama Premi Bhaktas, said at the beginning of the Rasa dance when Krishna told them to go home as well. The Brahmana's wife said, O all-powerful Lord, you should not speak such cruel words, Nru Shamsam. Then Krishna, you young ladies are members of the aristocratic Brahmana community, so how can you surrender at the feet of a mere coward boy? And wives could have told, but we have already surrendered by taking the dust of your lotus feet on our heads. Since we desire to become your servants, we are obviously not maintaining a false identification as members of so-called Brahmana community. You can easily ascertain this from our words. And Krishna saying, I am a cowherd boy, and those who are cowherd girls are suitable to me to be my maid servants and lovers. Then the Brahmana wives could have told, true, let them be so, let them sign forth if you are embarrassed in front of your relatives to make Brahmana ladies your maid servants. At least we certainly don't want to embarrass you. We will not go to your village, but will rather remain in Vrindavan like presiding deities of the forest. We simply desire to perfect our lives by any contact with you. So, in continuation, we'll move to the next verse, verse number 30, from 23rd chapter of 10th canto. Grunanti no na patayah pitrau sutava na bhratur bandhu shudrah kuta eva chanyem tasmad bhavat prapadayo patitan tat manam namnom nanya bhavet gatir arindama tad vidhehi. Translation. Our husbands, fathers, sons, brothers, other relatives and friends will no longer take us back, and how could anyone else be willing to give us shelter? Therefore, since we have thrown ourselves at your lotus feet and have no other destination, please, O chastier of enemies, grant our desire. Purport. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur comments as follows. From their very youth, the Brahmana's wives had heard about Lord Krishna's beauty, qualities and sweetness from the women folk of Vrindavan village, and also from the flower ladies, the betel nut sellers and others. Consequently, they always felt ecstatic love for Krishna and were indifferent to their household duties. Their husbands, seeing them as deviant, doubted them and avoided dealing with them as far as possible. Now the wives of the Brahmanas were ready to formally reject their so-called families and neighbors, and out of great agitation they were crying and placing their heads upon Lord Krishna's lotus feet, offering obeisances. In this way, with choking voices, they spoke the above verse. They begged that Lord Krishna bestow upon them the benediction, that he be their only destination, that he, the chastier of enemies, subdue all their enemies, those difficulties obstructing them from attaining the Lord. The wives of the Brahmanas simply wanted to serve Lord Krishna, and this is pure Krishna consciousness in ecstatic love of Godhead. The wives of the Brahmanas said, from our youth we have heard about the sweetness of your form and qualities from the flower ladies, betel nut sellers of Vrindavan. Consequently, we have fallen in love with you. Suta refers to their married sons. Suta. And Anye means neighbors. Now the Brahmanas' wives were ready to formally reject their families and neighbors. Weeping, they touched their heads to Krishna's feet and said with choked voice, "As we have no other shelter, you should do something, O killer of enemies. Arindama, please vanquish the obstacles which prevent us from attaining you." Hare Krishna, thank you all. Please like and subscribe to watch more and more videos. Thank you. Jai Shri Prabhupada ki jai.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama.